So you've decided to compete in scent work. Congratulations, and I hope that you enjoy this journey as much as I have over the years, both in civilian sports such as AKC, NACSW, CPE, as well as handling a professional dog. Today we're going to focus solely on our ORT. Getting started, we're going to talk about what an ORT is. How will I know when my dog is ready? What happens in an ORT? And common handler and training errors. And we're going to wrap this up by talking about a proper foundation and how important training is to ensure you a higher level of success or a greater passing rate, because that's very important. So why even have an ORT? The purpose of an ORT for sport or law enforcement agencies for certification purposes is to ensure that the dog has been properly trained and can identify target odor. Sporting venues such as NACSW or ASDR won't have distractors in their ORT test. However, if you are certifying, there are some certifying agencies, as we're talking about, that conduct an ORT in order for you to go on into your certification. And during these ORTs for law enforcement agencies, they will have common distractors such as rubber gloves, evidence bags, coffee, dog foods, things of that nature. The handler must successfully be able to read their dog and call alert on the target odor. Now, for you sport folks, NACSW, ASDR, your search times are 3 minutes. What is the odor recognition title or odor recognition certificate? It is earned by successfully passing all 3 odors recognized by these organizations. ASDR and NACSW, it's birch, anise, and clove. Now for law enforcement agencies, we've talked about that. It simply starts the certification process by stating that your dog is properly trained on certain target odors. That could be marijuana, cocaine, heroin, meth. It could be explosive odors. Whatever your dog is trained on and you're there to certify with, that's what's going to be in your ORT. You must earn your ORT before being eligible to enter trial in NACSW. Now for ASDR, they allow an ORC for individual odors. Both organizations are pass-fail. So now you're probably asking yourself, if you've never participated in an ORT, what's it look like? Well, depending on your organization, it is 10 to 12 boxes. It is ran on leash. Law enforcement gets a little bit different. The organization I certify through has 5 distractors, 5 blank minimum, and boxes containing target odor. Boxes may not be touched by the handler. ASDR and NACSW both allow or both have 1 target odor per test. Each additional odor will be a separate test. Time begins when the dog's nose crosses the finish line, and time stops when the handler calls alert. Handler may reward the dog when the judge has confirmed the correct box. A good practice is to reward next to the box in order to minimize disturbance of the search area. When utilizing a toy or a food, we want to take care that we're not dropping any food or food crumbs on top of the boxes, or we're not disturbing or moving the boxes with the toy reward. So the question that's always on everybody's mind when they start training is, when will I know I'm ready? Well, that varies from person to person. However, here's our guideline for everyone preparing for an ORT. The biggest thing is when you're confidently working closed boxes in multiple locations. When we get to a trial, we know that containers or ORTs can be indoors or outdoors. So obviously you want to cover these two training areas. But let's take a look at parks and warehouses. Lots of noises, lots of distractions, lots of things that we need to work the dogs around. When your dog is confident on target odor and your dog ignores common distractors such as food, dog drool, tennis balls, etc. A little FYI to help you step your game up, we recommend purchasing the distractor tins from caninenwsource.com for your ORT training, but don't throw them away after your ORT. Keep them around and always use these. They have a multitude of odors and they're always adding more. They actually sent me custom odors such as dog food and dog urine. Oh, and when you're comfortable with your leash skills. So these are basically what we tell everyone in our intro classes to go by to assess if they are ready for the ORT. Prior to your trial, there's a few things you want to do. Start off by familiarizing yourself with the rule book of your specific organization. Now, as a judge in multiple organizations, I am constantly looking at rule books. And I will do this a couple weeks out and daily up into judging an event. Understand that some organizations require you to be a member. Read the premium and all information attached. They make recommendations for hotels. They give you maps. They'll let you know of road closures. There's a lot of information on the premiums. Oh, and make sure to read all correspondence from the ORT hosts. So here we are, trial day. And how do we prepare ourselves for that day? We start by knowing our dog. I know that my dog, being a working German Shepherd, being housed in the vehicle, is very reactive when people and dogs walk by my vehicle. So I am going to park at the far end away from everybody to keep my dog calm, to reserve energy. That brings me to my next point, parking lot. If we are housing our dogs in a parking lot, or even if they provide indoor housing, we need to make sure we are prepared for everything. Heat, cold, rain, etc. Be prepared for people. If you have a reactive dog, obviously you're going to have a bandana that says my dog's reactive, but you never can be too careful. Think 2 or 3 steps ahead. Move out of the way. Make sure the staging area is empty. Talk to the people there. Let them know. Now you're up to your start line. Remember to stay calm and focus. Don't rush. Your time doesn't start until you cross that finish line. Once you break that line, then it starts. That time is yours until you do that. So, focus, breathe, and then start. Make sure that as you walk down the middle of the 2 rows, you walk past that last box and come back down. Give your dog space so you can read his or her body language. And if your dog's not actively searching, don't be afraid to resit. Go back to the start line. Get your dog focused. Send it back out. You have time. Make the most of your time. It's pass-fail. So how do I increase my chance of success? Simply by starting with proper training. Throughout the years, as a handler, I have watched training evolve, not just in detection, but in obedience and everything. And let's take a look at it. Just because there are popular trainers out there that utilize the most popular method doesn't mean that they're the best system for your dog, and they don't produce the best results with clarity. So we like to start our dog by imprinting them using the open top food reward system from Canine BSD. This allows us to build value to odor from day one, while gaining focus and allowing us to proof off of multiple distractions. Now think back to when I gave that little hint on purchasing from caninenwsource.com. They work very well with this system. Now these are available through Elite Canine. Just call 270-554-5515 and ask for the open top food reward system. So what are some common reasons that teams might fail an ORT? Well, the first one could be you rush your training. Too many times people are in a hurry to get to a trial and they don't take time in training. Folks, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Possibly you got excited, called your alert too fast. Here's a big one I see with pets. Your dog is environmentally sensitive. Or your dog alerted on drool or pulling odor. These are the most common reasons people fail. So we're going to talk about additional value of using the open top food reward. As I said earlier, it allows for proofing off distractors from early on. Food, dog drool, blank scent vessels, toys, etc. It also creates focus. Obedience to odor. You've heard that term. Well, folks, I've posted many a video utilizing the Canine BSD system where a toy reward dog has searched an area and it's surrounded by hundreds of tennis balls while I'm clapping, while I'm bouncing a ball, while I'm making noises. This is the level of focus you want. It also allows us to shape nose to source, and it eliminates the possibility of a box crusher. So therefore, we'll never have to have the webinar on box crushers. And lastly, we're going to look at training scenarios. So when we practice using the open top food reward, we want to practice in the following ways. Once our dog is confidently searching the 4 bases, we've got our dog working and ignoring the distractionary odors in each of the other bases while giving us focus on the target odor, we want to start introducing people in the search area. We want to turn fans on. We want to open doors, we want to close doors. We want to take our bases to public parks while there's dogs walking by, people on bicycles, kids kicking soccer balls, people working out. There's a lot of noise. Last time I did this, there was roughly 300 people at our city park. Take them to areas with loud noises. At our Lions Club, right next door is an ag building. And you see everything from tractors to helicopters. And after your dog has demonstrated efficiency using the 4 bases and can search in multiple search environments, like we just mentioned, while showing focus, has the desired search intensity and confidence that you want, then, and only then, do we incorporate cardboard boxes. Now, as we wrap this up, I want to slide a little side note in. This open top BSD system has a very high success rate when training environmentally sensitive dogs. We build so much value to the odor that they tune out everything around them. So, I hope you enjoyed this webinar. Please take a look at some of the vendors that we spoke of in here. And I will see you next time.